Hi students, in this video we're going to look at how to use two-way tables to represent the outcome of different events. Right, so after watching this video you should be able to use two-way tables to display the outcomes of two events and then use two-way tables to calculate probabilities associated with those events. Right, things to remember, so experimental probability is calculated in the same way as theoretical probability using the result of an experiment. So recalling our formula, also as a symbol, so probability of A occurring equals the number of times A occurs out of the total number of in our sample. Right, so in our two-way table we can use that to display the outcomes of two events. Now, unlike a Venn diagram, which can be used for 3 or 4 or more events, two-way tables can only be used when there are two events, but they are organized in a nice orderly array in a nice table. Now, each part of our cell here tells us about the number of outcomes or the number of things in each set. So for example, in this top left, we're going to have the number of, and we look at our heading of our column and our row to tell us what we're looking at or what numbers we're looking at. So here in this top left element section of our table, we've got the number of things that are in A from our heading and B from our heading on our row. Just below that, we'll have the number in A again, because that's in our heading, and our intersection of that, and not B this time. In this next cell, we've got not A, the number of elements in that, and B. And then here we've got the number of things that are not A and not B. In our totals, that's where we actually are adding up our columns and our rows. So at the bottom here, this total is the number of things in A in total. So the number of things that are A and B, the number of things that are A and not B, when we add those up in our total, we should have the total number of things that are a part of event A. In this column here, the number of things that are not A, and then for our rows, there's the number of things that are in B, the number of things that are not B, it's adding those up across our row. Now, this total in the top and the bottom right, that should be the number of things in our sample space. So that should be the total of everything that we're looking at. All right. Now let's create a two-way table. So we've got a Venn diagram here with two sets. We'll call that one A and that one B. And we want to convert this Venn diagram to a table. So what we're going to do is start off with some of our intersections. So let's say we've got this 4 here. This 4 is in both A and B. So that'll be here in the top left. There's 4 things that are in A and B. Looking at this next number along, let's say this circle here. Now, this is the number of things that is in A, but not in B. So in A and not in B, that'll be 2. On this side here, in the B circle, this is the number of things that are in B, but not in A. So in B, not in A, that'll be 5. And then things that are not in either. So not in A and not in B, that'll be 7. And then we can just work out our totals by adding those up. 4 and 2 is 6, 5 and 7 is 12, 4 and 5 is 9, 2 and 7 is 9. And in our total, it doesn't matter which way we add them up. 9 plus 9 is 18, 6 plus 12 is 18. So that's definitely our total. All right, the number of things in A and not B. So again, we'll just look at our table. So A and not B, that's this cell here. So that value will be 2. The number of things in A or B. All right, so in A or B, what we're going to do then, we can't just look at A and B and add them together. We're going to use the parts of our table here. Let's use blue this time. So we're going to have the things that are A or B. So that could be this one. This one's A and B. This one's also got an A in it, so we can use that one. And this one's a B, but not an A. We can use all of these numbers because they're A or B. They're in our union. They're in either of those options. So looking at that one, adding all those numbers up, we've got 2 and 4, which is 6, and 5, which is 11. All right, in this last one, we want to work out the probability of B not happening. All right, so looking at that one, where's our value for not B? Well, that's right here. So we've got not B happening. Our total of B not happening is 9. And our total number of outcomes is 18. So our probability of B not happening is 9 out of 18, or half, or 50%. And that's how we can use a two-way table to help us organize our information and then use it to calculate probability. So after watching this video, you should be able to use two-way tables to display the outcomes of two events. We did that in our worked example, and we also used that display and those outcomes to calculate probabilities in that example too.